everyone, this is Angie from Pear. I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Style Tips and Tricks. Today I thought we'd be doing something a little bit different, as I have been doing a couple episodes now of my tips and tricks, but I still haven't really introduced myself or the story behind Pear, and I thought it'd be a really great opportunity to officially do that with you guys and really get in there and get involved in the community myself. So I am Canadian. I was born and raised in Canada in a province called Ontario, and I moved to Australia in 2012 and have been living here happily ever since. When I was a child, I grew up starting to become a fashion designer when I was very little, started to draw dresses everywhere in my house, and my mum was actually lucky enough to discover that this is something that I should be doing. So I began sewing at a very young age, and by the age of 12, I created my first company and did alterations, designs, and even sold artwork for my neighborhood. And then when I grew a bit older, then I also created my first charity where I collected money from everyone and went around and handed out hot chocolate and food to the homeless of my hometown. I absolutely loved doing that when I was younger and learned a lot about running a company and being really socially responsible doing so. So when I was older, I went to school and went in for a fashion design program and loved it. Through that program, I was able to travel all over Europe, and I also traveled personally to volunteer in Africa as well. Over the years, I've traveled all over the world and quite love it, and see myself more as an international person rather than someone who belongs more in just one spot. I know there's quite a few of you out there as well who do the same thing. Canada is my hometown. Australia is where I live now, but I've got little places of home throughout the world, which is fantastic. Upon graduating from my degree, I came to Australia and did an internship in a Melbourne fashion brand and learned very quickly what I loved and hated about the fashion company, about running a fashion company. I always thought when I graduated school that I would never be a designer and I would just be the person behind the scenes running the company, as I love getting in there and running the day-to-day company, doing all the digital marketing, doing all of the merchandise planning and strategic analysis of the company. And up until really this past July, I thought that was still something that I wanted to be doing. So over the years, I've worked in varying degrees of different types of brands and different scales of brands, in anything from retail to doing overseas production planning and doing strategy planning for businesses to grow, and absolutely loved it. And in June this year, I decided to take the big step and continue my career in becoming more focused into the growth of companies in general, not so much just fashion brands, but companies in general, as I'm really quite passionate about working with small business. While doing that migration, I had an epiphany. Had to, for the first time in years, go and get black work pants. I hadn't had them for years, I hadn't had the need for them, but going to do interviews and stuff, I very quickly realized that, yeah, this is something that needs to happen. I am like many of you Pear Shaped Women. I personally hate shopping. I do not have fun trying on clothes, and it's something that has been resonated with me since I was a child and puberty hit, and I realized that my body was not going to look like Barbie's. It was just this huge thing that I had no concept that there's different body types other than Barbie's when I was younger, and when I finally got my body type, I very quickly learned that I did not enjoy shopping. I've always had issues finding things that fit me. Tops I usually don't have an issue with, although typically I'll have a big issue with like a gaping hole where my chest area is because I'm so small up there. And pants and skirts and shorts and everything to do with the bottom half has always been a struggle, to the point I remember multiple crying events just trying to find a pair of pants that actually fit my body. So having to go out to buy some black work pants was not an exciting feat for me, and I took my very supportive partner with me and kind of teed him up, saying that this is not going to be a fun experience, I'm not going to be having fun here, but I'd like your help to support me in finding a pair of pants. So we went shopping and I grabbed all the black pants I could find in the shop that we were in. I had 20 different pairs of black pants, and he just looked at me like I was a crazy person, and he's like, you have 20 pairs of pants, you only need one. And I said to him very, very bluntly, saying, I'll be lucky if I find one of these that fit me. So we go into the fitting room, and lo and behold, nothing was fitting. And I found one pair that kind of fit me to the point that I could be like, yeah, okay, I'll wear this for an interview, and then I'll just wear my skirts for the rest of the time that I'm employed or doing consulting with a company. It was not a great experience. There was tears again, and my partner not really understanding why I've had issues with my body in the past, because he quite enjoys my curves, as do many men actually out there. A lot of men love pear-shaped bodies. It's the women who don't. He kind of just said, knowing my background and being an entrepreneur mind, he just kind of said, well, why don't you fix the problem? Like, I don't understand. And I tried to explain to him that the fashion industry don't create fashion like clothes that fit my body, because it's not the stereotypical body that patterns and everything are made off of. And so he said, well, why don't you fix the issue? Like, fix the problem. You are more than qualified to fix this issue that you've been living with and complaining about your whole life. And it would kind of hit me like a light bulb, and it kind of just rolled from there. I very easily, quickly went, oh my gosh, the name of the company should be Pear, and we're all going to be about learning to love your body and promoting self-love with your body and loving your curves and supporting one another in just being a pear-shaped woman. I began to become very passionate about doing this, and am so excited to be able to have a platform and have a community that it is women supporting women, and women learning to love their bodies the way that they are, and also women just learning to love themselves and treat themselves well, and that includes, mind, body, soul, including, daily routines to be a healthy body, eating right, just really taking care of one another and really supporting each other during the times where you go and try and find an outfit and you get nothing but no's. So although we are a clothing company that is specifically targeted to our curves, we also are a really strong community that likes to really support one another. Another thing I really love about the company that I just had to include because of my volunteering experience when I was younger was every garment that we sell, we donate 5% to community groups that help homeless within different local communities. So every 6 months or so, I'm going to be picking a different local community to help and support. It might be in Australia, maybe in Canada, maybe, in Ethiopia, where I spent some time living. It might be in different places, and I'm going to be directing it with people who I think are doing really good jobs in supporting and really caring for the homeless in their area. And I'm really passionate about being able to do this for my community, to support local communities as well, which is really fantastic. So this has just been a little bit of a down low of who I am, who Pear is, and why I decided to create this company. By no means am I a fashion guru. By no means am I just the stylist pear-shaped woman in the world. I just want to be able to create clothing that works for your body type, makes you feel amazing, and still looks great when, different trends are happening. I want to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident and just love your body when you're wearing my clothes. So I'm just so excited to share all this with you. Thank you for bearing with me on this longer video. My other videos are not going to be this long at all, but I wanted to take the time to officially introduce myself and the company and really get going on this great journey that we've all just begun into loving ourselves and really celebrating each other and loving your curves. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and make sure to become part of this community by liking, sharing, following, and subscribing to all of our channels and all of our social media profiles to really comment, really get in there and really get involved with other members of the community. We really want to be able to support you guys as much as possible and really just create a body positive thinking about having a pear-shaped body. So thanks so much for your time today, guys, and once again, as always, love your curves. Bye.